It is 6:14 on this Thursday. In this morning's business report, U.S. drug shortages are growing worse.
And the Education Secretary reveals when student loan payments will resume. Channel 3's Jane King is live at the NASDAQ now with these stories. Good morning, Jane.
Hi, Will and Nicole. Good morning. Yes, the Education Secretary Miguel Cardona confirmed the pause on federal student loan payments is still set to end later this year. Now, this pandemic-related pause has been in place for more than 3 years. It's been extended 8 times. Well, drug shortages are near an all-time high, and that's leading to rationing, a worrisome scarcity of cancer drugs, especially as heightened concerns about the troubled generic drug industry. Congress and the White House are looking for ways to address these widespread supply problems. And the CEO of Delta Airlines says that more government regulation on the airline industry could impact ticket prices. Citing common business logic, Ed Bastian said any additional layer of regulation and associated costs will trickle down to consumers. Now, President Biden unveiled plans earlier this month for new regulations aimed at holding airlines accountable for travel disruptions that are within their control. Bastian said that could cost the industry hundreds of millions of dollars. And the Dow jumped over 400 points yesterday on hopes of a debt deal in Washington, and bank shares took off. And in fact, this morning, we're looking up 40 points or so. Live from the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King. Back to you.